I have not even read the headlines. I got up so late. I got toothpaste on my mouth. I've been scrambling around. I had to adjust the time a couple of times. So if you're in there, my headsets, my wireless went dead, and I can't really plug them in and get a read here. So if you would, how's the volume? Whoever's out there, tell me, how's the volume? Sarah, it's Joe. Hey, how's the volume here? Can you hear? Does it need to be more? My headsets are wireless, but they're dead, so I can't plug them in. Not to the same place anyway and get a reaction. So if you wouldn't mind telling me, how's that volume? Is the volume, is the resonance, is everything good, good, good? Only you so far. It's good. Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear. Well, it's you so far. So how are things going? I know we need to Skype. We need to do. It's the least we could do. I hope you're sending in photos. Smiling ones. Lovely smiling photos. It's another beautiful day here in paradise. Let me see what the temperature is going to be. I woke up late. I got up at, I guess, 5 a.m. and went back to sleep and woke up 4 hours later. So that's not really good. Here we go now. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a scorcher. Not really. It's right now it's 75 degrees. It feels like 84 degrees for a high today of 82, which means it'll feel like 90 something. All right, that's a weak signal. Come on now, let's keep this. Kathy, how are you, dear? You see, I honored you this morning in that lovely photo of yours, giving you all kinds of encouragement and help you in your decisions. And it's intermittent. So again, to help you in your decisions, I wanted to send love from this way to you with your thumbnail today. The serious side of the cup, the underside of the cup. That would be nice, but we don't have photos like that here. Although I was looking at thumbnails and someone did send me butt shots, but I'm not going to put it up. Delilah, darling, how are you? It has been a long time. I hope you're feeling better, as best as you can feel, given the circumstance. But I wanted to know, I didn't hear from you yesterday. I forgot when I reached out to you. You're a busy lady. Busy lady. Kathy, I'm sure you'll make the right decision, the correct decision. The only decision is the one you make. Really. So you'll do great. Hello, Striper. Ladies, Striper's in the house, so you know. I kid because I love Striper. Striper is he's got the flanks in the south covered for us here. Should anyone launch an assault on the castle. No, on the castle, yeah. It seems so weird. I like to start out with the headsets, but headphones, but because I wake myself up when I can hear. But, so I can't. So that's it. So how's everything going in your part of the world, Sarah? How's the political scene? I mean, lay it on me, man. Like a hipster. Or like a jokester, or... Hey, how about those Academy Awards, huh? People are bitching because there's not enough diversity in the direction, in the acting, in everything. It's the Academy Awards. The best pictures and the best directors in a given year, the opinion of the Academy, that's what they judge it on. It's not diversity. I personally think Dolomite should have got something. Eddie Murphy should have gotten something. And not because he's black. And not because it's an old throwback movie. I just love the guy, And I like to see him do well. And in the picture of Eddie and all his beautiful 10 children. I don't know how many wives, or mothers of the children, I should say. But he's a great guy. And he's a good person, by the way. Oh, he went back. So you went to Venice Beach. Rode electric bikes, ate funnel cake, and fried Twinkies. Never had. God, that sounds decadent. It sounds really good. Went to a strip club. You gotta love this girl. I mean, you want to go have a good time. Oh, we're gonna go to the beach and we're gonna walk around, but we're gonna end up at a strip club. That is my kind of party. The delightful Delilah ate tacos. Who doesn't? Chicken waffles and Jap marmee. Japan market. Okay, the Japan market. Interesting. The parliament is here more laughing stock than usual. Well, that's because you have an inside straight to the parliament. Wow. Well, you could have said I could go to the Grammys. You could have offered me the ticket. But no, that's right. It's good. Give it to relatives. Delilah lives a fun life. It's always good to take a vicarious trip with Delilah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where I'd be putting them. Now Carrie wants to make a baseball team. What, buy a baseball team? Or may make a baseball team? What do you mean by that, Carrie? Oh, you want to try out for a baseball team? Yes. I was a pitcher back in the day. Now, as you can see by the color of my hair, there's no one up there pitching. So, okay, someone. Uh-oh, Coco. 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 Whatever. Angela's sleeping. Okay. So, that's interesting that Carrie wants to play baseball. Honestly, Carrie, I think we'd rather go out and play whatever it is Delilah's doing in the evening. I mean, if you're into that kind of thing. So Delilah will be making a trip back to Florida again. The girl loves Florida, and the state loves her very much. She brings a lot of tourist revenue dollars into the underbelly businesses of our state. Underbelly because, well, that's where they generate all the money. Following Eddie Murphy. Yep. 10 kids. Oh, there you go. Just, I'm sure what you want to do to that lovely petite body. But, hey, there's a doctor who's only been in here twice, and he would probably answer your question. We should bring him back just for medical questions. Oh, I see. 10 kids. 9 kids. So what do I have? 1 in reserve. Baseball team is 9. But yes, I get your drift. 10 kids on a baseball. Yeah, I don't know. That's really nurturing a farm system. You have to raise them all up to being able to. You don't even know if they're talented enough. Yeah, Eddie Murphy's a cool guy, man. Always like Eddie. That opening scene in Dolomite when he's talking to Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, by the way, if you don't know this, is a tremendous football fan. And when my cousin, who was going to attend, he was still in high school in South Florida, quite a prospect. He was playing against Snoop Dogg's team from LA. He brought him out here. He, is a coach, and he's really into football, and he helps. That guy is very generous. And so my cousin's team played them and won, and Snoop Dogg was giving him, when they were at practice, he was giving him, saying, hey man, you're pretty good, and blah, blah, blah. What else do you play? He said basketball. And Snoop Dogg challenged him to one-on-one, and my cousin beat him. But of course, you know, big age difference. It's fun. Nice man, and you gotta like Snoop Dogg. Okay. Yes, I'm going to island hopping February, so again in Maui, Oahu, the Big Island. I was wanting to do some crazy things before I start school February 18th. I've been burning work while I travel. Haha, I'm cutting patterns. I think you cut a nice pattern, actually. Oh, that's not what you're talking about. Let me see. Let's see what kind of pattern she cuts here. Let's see if I happen to have something up here. Oh, I put it up before. Let's check this pattern she cuts. I have a variety, but I have to keep it within the regulation, my personal regulations while the camera's on. While you notice there's a caveat, while the camera is running. You have to have a certain level of decorum or something like that. All right, let me see the kind of pattern Delilah cuts. Okay, get ready for this as soon as Joe finds it. There they are. I don't have that one yet. Let me see. No, that's in a different file. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go to that different file, Joe. Jeez. Now everybody's going to say, where is it? Where is it? These are just photos. Come on. You know, I was reminded that Angela reminded me. She said, Joe, why aren't you? Joe, I mean, she may have said Joe. I don't know. But I'm just, you know, directing the conversation towards me. Usually we don't walk up to each other and say, Angela, what do you think? No. We could, but we don't. So she was telling me that why don't you say that you are maydecember.live. I used to always say that, maydecember.live. And on my story, which I didn't send today, I was going to put maydecember.live. However, maydecember.live was going to our old Twitch, because Twitch was then, you know, Twitch through Twitch to our website, to YouTube, which is the big thing. Right now, I just go directly to YouTube. Okay. All right, Delilah, I have one here of you that shows the kind of pattern you cut. Don't worry, it's not the one you think I'd put up there. Although I really don't think you would mind, but I'm not going to do it. Because I respect my friends. Somewhat, you know. Depends on what it is. Here's the pattern. The one that you all know that Delilah cuts. A fine pattern. There it is. You know what I mean? Now, if I may, I wish I had a pointer. Now you can see the horns at the top. As you start to traverse down the flowing hair, if you are a skier, you know, and you just get airborne a little bit, and then you hit that ramp, and then you're lost. It's a fine ramp and a fine pattern. That's my kind of pattern. That's all of our kinds of pattern. Okay, who doesn't like that pattern? You better. Okay. Delilah, thank you very much. All right, thank you. Okay, well, Carrie was there just in time to catch Delilah. All right, boom, I caught you, Delilah. All right. I'm not crazy. I'm the crazy. I put the Z in crazy. You do spell it that way. Yeah, oh yes, that's right. Z Crazy. That'd be my hip-hop name. Did Claire show up yet? I know she's walking the children. She's pick up the children today. So, you're doing the bike now. I'm at 15 miles going to 20. Good for you. Are you in the gym or the bike at home? I have an elliptical here, but man, I am so lame. I have got to get back in shape. A person who used to run 5-6 miles a day, and now I just kind of veg in it. I feel terrible. Well, it does both, actually. It gets the endorphins popping, working out. Believe me. I used to always say this as a runner, and I know you look at me and say, yeah, sure, but I was. So as a runner, I hated running. I hated it. I used to run through Central Park, and I hated running. Sounds delightful. Your body takes such a beating. I hated running, but I loved having run. Get my drift? So I didn't like the act, but when I was finished, it was such a rush. And oh man, when you're walking back home from the park and your muscles are just, you feel so good. Man, that dude's sick. I know, but I don't do it anymore. It messed up my back, which, by the way, all of you people that think there is something to worship, if we evolved too quickly, because those of us who actually know, we were swimming and then we started walking on all fours. We were meant to walk on all fours, but that's why there's so many problems with backs and things of that nature. Did you know that? It's true. We weren't made for pounding like that up and down. Maybe another billion years, if the earth is still here, as the backs will be. For example, you ever see, I look out back and I watch the wildlife. I watch the birds of prey, the osprey and eagles, actually swim over the lake and dive down into the water and bring fish out. Their skull is so thick right on the front, they can do that through evolution. They can do that because that's how they fish. If we try it from too high up, we can damage after a while. You know that, don't you? Of course, because we weren't designed at all. We did not evolve into creatures that used their head to eat, to get food. Just a little bit of dropping some wisdom on you. Okay, look. Motivation will have to find me then because it's going okay. Yes, you have motivation, but you're getting all the exercise you need. All of that. Girl, if your family only knew the things you do. Okay. I mean, my family can guess, and they've probably, heard about it. So, but. Oh, man. I told you I've been to Brazil, and yes, of course, we all know your, well, sordid stories from Brazil, Joe. But yes, the gym. I should get back into that. I have a gym here. There's a gym in this development that is part of the deal. There are treadmills, there's everything. It's open most of the time. I guess in the morning it's crowded, but most of the day no one is in there. Maybe I'll start this afternoon. I see you on Friday, well, I have to be careful because I'm in a golf challenge, and it would be just my luck to overexert, like get the muscles too big in one area, and then you can't grab the shaft properly. I knew you girls wanted to hear that. Okay. I'm speaking your evolution. You know it, girl. All right. Darwinism. Okay. I just look at sexy photos of girls and look at outfits and think, damn, I want to wear that. Plus, I think LA is easier because it's all about fitness and health. Well, I know Burger King. We have those stupid veggie burgers over here. Let me tell you something, Delilah. The difference in calories is like 10 calories. My thing is calorie intake. Forget the healthy stuff. It's calorie intake. And Angela had one of those things, and she almost, it doesn't set well with everyone. I can eat anything, pretty much so. You don't, I didn't mean that. I tried that, and, it wasn't as good as the burger, and I thought 10 calories, what the hell's the difference? And the difference was 10 calories. Oh no, Joe, it's healthier for you. No, I don't think so. Walking is the best, is your best. Hey, there she is, Eve. Sorry, Eve, I wasn't paying attention to the book. Excuse me. You know, it's that time of the year. We're ahead of everyone. It's kind of like getting to summertime already. I wasn't saying it's good. I'm just saying it's fast food healthy. Yeah, sure. You know what is healthy? Instead of driving to a fast food place, walk 3 miles, eat a Big Mac, and then walk back. It's gonna be better for you than getting in the car, driving, loading up on, oh, this will be good. Let me have one of these Impossible Burgers. Let's eat one of those giant Impossible Burgers. And, oh yes, I'd like a large fry with that. And a shake. Because I'm eating an Impossible Burger, I have. No, don't try that. That won't work. Does anybody ever do this? Take a fry and dip it in a milkshake and eat it? Come on, tell me you've done that before. Savory and sweet, hot and cold. You get everything there. It's like a explosion in your mouth. Or your mind. Or both. And, you know, you have to excuse yourself. But, you know. There is a lot of vegan junk food. Yeah. Well, you can eat as many burgers as you like. Really. Sarah, let me put up a photo of Sarah. She may say, no, don't do that. It would, you know, if I put it up, it's tasteful. And since we're talking about healthy food, let me put a picture up of, a photo up of Sarah. I'm waiting for you to say no, Sarah, before I do. I have to find it. I have a Sarah file. It's serendipitous. It's saran wrap. I forget how I did that. Let's see. You know, where's my Sarah file? Now I got to make sure I find all of them. Well, this might be, let me see if I even like this one. Yeah, oh, perfect. Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Sarah can eat as many of these things as she likes. What things, Joe? Well, that's for your imagination, I'm afraid, mate. All right. Yeah, it is marketing. You're right. It's all marketing. I was at Venice Beach and a lady says to her husband, look at that ass. I'd say that's 10 inches, 10 putts, 10, that's a 10. I blush because I weigh, wow. Well, then if you want to get back to 105, I'd stay away from the Impossible Burgers. Okay. I'm thick, not skinny. We know you. You are gorgeous. All right, let's get back to, I won't say skinny, let's say professionally thin. Professionally thin. That's Delilah, and we know. Okay, contrast in beauty. Both beauty. Both beautiful. Okay? Okay, so you can remember this photo of Delilah. The beautiful posterior, you know, designed and developed by evolution and her exercising. Glutes. There we go. That's lovely. All right. I'm going to show you lovely of a different size. Let me see who that is. Okay, hold on, folks. All right. Yes, I'll take that one. Let's see what else. Okay, here we go. Now, this is our Sarah. Ooh-wee. Yes. See the beautiful model. Look at the stance. Look at the grace. I'm not sure why she has that heater in her staring at her ass, but it's, you know, it's okay. You get the drift. You see, lovely, lovely. And you can see why she is in a relationship that will probably last a fortnight. A million fortnights. I'm not even sure what a fortnight is. I'm not sure what a night is. I know what day is, but okay, Joe. Dad humor time is over. That's Sarah. All right. Because it's cold here, Joe. Yes, it's cold here too, but you know. Here, by evolution, those things we don't see so much. It's almost as if, you know, they build a room and they say, you know what, Mike, did you put the heat in? No, I thought you had that. Oh, let's just stick it here on the wall for Sarah. I'm teasing you. I know all things are different. It's just, I'm teasing you. But yes, the lovely Sarah. Thank you so much, Sarah. It's good to see you in the flesh. No, I don't have too many of those photos, and those you can never see. The same with all of you. You know, many of you don't know this, but the thumb girls also submit, well, photos that it's kind of the toll to get into becoming a thumb girl, just so you know. Okay. Look at Claire. Here she is. You have an hourglass figure. I'm not fat, but not skinny. Yes. Yes. Yes, she is perfect. All these girls are perfect. That's right. All right. Yes, they're perfect girls. Every one of them, because we are all different. Do you know why we're all different? Must I hearken back to Darwin? To those of you who are creationists, thinking there is a creator, I just want to remind you, if there was a creator and he was creating the perfect being, why would he have any defects? Well, let me show you what I can roll off this assembly line. Here's a vehicle without any wheels. Well, that doesn't look so good. See, so we have abnormalities as we are created because we evolve and things change all the time. No one did anything in 2 days and went, boop, oh, there we go. And no one, I don't know why I'm on this kick, and no one would put the world in the hands of a newly created woman who was hungry and said, you eat that apple, you're going to fuck it up for everybody for the rest of mankind. Who would do that? Who gives somebody that authority? No one. Okay, that's the humor for the day. Now let's figure this. There's Cup, Delilah, Sexy, Sarah. You look at these girls, man. This is like a potpourri. It all smells so good, and a smorgasbord at the same time. Okay. You're in a fast now, 17 hours, egg whites for breakfast. You need to glow, drink water. Plenty of water. As a former, you can't tell, model myself, that is the secret. You want to be plump, plump, plump. You want to glow. H2O will get you there. Look at this. Man. Make a monkey chew red pepper, I'm told. That's an old Southern expression. Up south, one of my friends told me that's what his dad used to say. All right. And I used to say, well, I hope he wasn't looking at your sister. No, it wasn't. Okay, so let's look. Yeah, of course, I drink water. Ha ha. I carry a bottle everywhere. Yeah, just make sure it has water in it and not vodka. You're not fooling anyone. Sarah, I know. Sarah is a model. Sarah drinks plenty of water. She knows the tricks. She's always doing it. Hello, my name is Joe, and this is it's spelled wrong. It's purified water. This has been brought to you by H2O. Vodka is a diet drink. There you go. I love the humor. My Claire is just hilarious. You know what? She is so great. Well, in New York City, you can imagine the old pipes and everything, but the tap water is the best water, surprisingly enough. You know, you go into the restaurants and they'd say, would you care for still water? Right? No, thank you. Tap. How about some Perrier or some? No, tap water's fine. All right. See, when you have kids out and you're going out to dinner, kids, I'll say teenagers. We use my son as an example. In New York City, when he was a teenager, he'll be 30. And he would say, and they would come up and say, would you like some sparkling water? Oh, yeah, Pops, let's get another bottle of that. Let's get another bottle. So I look at the check. What? You know, each bottle's $10. I mean, you're on vacation, you don't care. But yeah, you still do. It's stupid. Drink the water that comes out of the tap. You don't know the difference. Okay. Perrier. Yes, Perrier. Claire, I saw a new advertisement for Heineken. Many of you have probably seen it. I would have written this too. I think it was very clever. So the guy's sitting in a convertible. And there's a cop, very menacing with sunglasses on, and he's writing a ticket. And the guy's sitting in there, and he's got this green Heineken bottle, you know, drinking it, and he's tapping it because, no, look. And they close in on and it's 0.0 alcohol, so it's not really a beer. And you think, well, you can't fault the cop. He doesn't know, right? And the cop looks and nods and keeps writing. He says, no, but 0. And the cop points at a sign, and it's a no parking sign. Very clever. He didn't care that you were drinking. I would tell you this, though. In this country, if you were driving down the road drinking out of a bottle that was green and looked like a beer bottle, chances are you're going to be pulled over. Oh, man, the flavoring. Perrier is very good. I like it, too. I have a couple bottles here. I don't always drink it. I'm more of a, what do I drink if I drink water? I drink purified water. I don't drink spring water. I don't trust that. It has to have reverse osmosis. Look it up. Okay. Vodka is a diet drink. I cannot agree with you more. Well, that's because those are the, yes. I pay for huge Costco reusable jugs. Yeah. New York water doesn't smell. See, that's the kind of work I would love to do, Claire. You know me. I'm an idea person. That is great. I drink way too much coffee, too. But I love coffee. And you know, let me tell you something. Coffee, black coffee, is very good for you. It's an it is a non-carcinogenic. It can cure many. I mean, who doesn't feel better after a nice cup of coffee? It tastes so good. It's good for it heals the body and the soul. Black coffee. We'll be putting that shit in it that, you know, that's mocha jumping, whatever, frapping deal and chinos there. Don't do that. You do that, well, you might as well just have a big coconut cake, you know, and eat it. Because, you know, just because they put your name on it. Delilah, your coffee's ready. I'm not a Starbucks fan at all. I don't like it. When I go there, I get whatever their coffee of the day is, and I like it fairly strong there. Their dark coffee, you know, usually it's Jamaican or Colombian, or, you know, or sometimes I'll have an espresso. But black, I think the reason why I don't like their coffee, I tend to believe a lot of their coffees are bitter because I drink it black, so you really get to taste it. It's bitter. Dunkin' Donuts coffee is better. I prefer my own coffee. I have my own blend of herbs and berries, and it's black. Okay. Okay. Mom is screwing her table. Okay. It's hump day. You can't blame the woman. Jeez. What is wrong with you people? It is hump day. I didn't mention it, so I just thought I mentioned there. It's a segue from the cup is helping her mom screw the table. What, I'm not really sure, unless she probably means screw something in, but we'll leave it for our vivid imagination. Do I need to put up another picture of someone? You add extracts to my coffee, so I get the taste, but not the calories. Well, there you go. So like vanilla extract, if you want. I get it. Just, hey, here's a little tip for you golfers out there. And I know there's so many of you. Just in case you run into a golfer, this is going to be very clever, and they don't know this. But I do. So you take vanilla extract. It's not inexpensive, but you get a little bottle of vanilla extract. It's near my golfing stuff because I don't use it. And there's one in the kitchen, bud. So you take it and you flip it over and you get some vanilla on your finger. Yes, on your finger, girls. We're talking about golf here now. We're not talking about missile seeking, okay? This is, you take that and you put it around your ear. And you take another one, you put it around this ear. Not only does it at a distance smell fairly decent, if a breeze comes up, it's okay. Not offensive at all. Vanilla is a great scent. But in the extract, in the finest form of it, you put it there. Golf in the summertime, I'll get back to the point. Golf in the summertime, and you'll know why. You can be playing golf, and suddenly, as you know, gnats. You hear this buzzing around your ear. You put vanilla extract there. You don't know it's there. They know it's there. They leave your ears alone. How about that? I know I'm like Mr. Wizard. Well, now that's taking a whiz or leaving a whiz. But no, kind of like minutia. You know, like minutia doesn't sound good. But yeah, I know all this minutia. Angela would say, where do you get this shit? I said, well, it's just stored and it leaks out. Every day is hump day, at least in my house it is. I'd be exhausted. I mean, it takes that's like 8 hours of the day out. Well, if you may have been involved with that, good on you, mate. That's a great little advertisement. I loved it. You could have recommended moi. I would have done it for free. I used to do some free acting for students in New York City. Great stuff, some of it. And then I would do it for students who would pay. That was better. And then I stopped altogether because you hear from every university, everybody, they want, it's just too much. I gave back enough, and that was it. Okay. But for you aspiring actors and actresses, actors, we know, same thing. I highly recommend you do student films if you're getting into it, because it's a real good way, first of all, to get fairly decent roles. Usually it's a lead role, speaking role. And, get you in front of the camera, get you working with aspiring directors. I mean, they're using it for their thesis. And it's good, for people in my generation, being in front of the camera can be nerve-wracking for some folks, after a while. I mean, very, distracting, I should say. Just think you're there and you've never been in front of a camera. Most of you are younger, all of you are younger, older. And your generation has always been on camera. You know, here, I forgot I had these out. My generation had pictures like, this is how I got on camera. See, you wouldn't believe, look at the hair. I used to have this crazy ass. I should put it on, I'll scan it and put it on there. So we only had those things. If someone had a Super 8 or something like that, they were really, wow, that's cool. If I had had a Super 8, I would have been, you know, arrested, but I didn't have one. I'm not a cart horse. Well, there you go. I'm not set out in the field for stud. Okay, so is he referring to being a cart horse is carrying so much? You just pile on and he takes it. So when I meet him in person, I'll say, "D, you old cart horse, come here." Period of abstinence is difficult. Don't give me that abstinence crap. I know you. The only abstinence this girl knows is so, look, she's really not model. And let me just be honest with you. She is not setting up for a modeling photo there. As you can see, it may look like that to the naked eye. To me, I know that it's freezing and she wants to warm her bum. Back there. It's derriere, she's seeking derriere heat. All right. And now your story is out and you can't fool anyone anymore. So any more photos of that, we know what you're doing now. Okay. I would do that. Like vanilla extract. Yes, if you can put it here on your neck too, and I guess that attracts all kinds of swine. I mean, you know, men would probably love that, I imagine. Or the back, just the, you know, the back of your neck. Sarah, so for you, not being a golfer, what you do is you just pick up that beautiful mane of hair and put a couple dabs of that vanilla extract on the back of your neck. What? I'm just giving real good household family tips. Not how to create a family. I'm just saying that, all right, I won't include you then. I have cameras up here with several people that are, and all four of them are giving me the finger right now. Claire, Kathy, but Kathy's laughing. Sarah she's got her face in her hands. And that's Striper. I think he's teaching or something, but he puts a little cam there so I can watch it. It's good to see you guys. Striper was laughing, actually. He was giving me sign language, actually, about how can he connect so he can watch their reaction. I'm not that savvy, technically speaking. Abstinence, what's that? It is a contrived religious opinion that it makes the heart grow fonder. What's that? That's absence. Abstinence makes you a crazed maniac. Oh, Sorry, I got the wrong information. I was going to put in the Delilah cam up here, but, well, it was, you know, shower time. I'm waiting for that. I mean, no, there's no room for another one. Bluer on blue, balls are bluer. I mean, blue balls now, really. I mean, you need to see a doc if if that occurs, unless it's some kinky, weirded out dye thing you got going on. I'd recommend that you see someone, a professional. No, Striper, not a pole dancer, not that kind of professional. Stay with the program, my man. Okay, a medical doctor. Alia, our new mom here. Alia, how are you today? I hope you and the baby are doing well. So definitely makes something grow fonder. You think you miss a lot of topics today? Well, that's, it's okay. I'm sure you're very busy. And initially started out, we were talking about coffee, and they said, get Joe some more coffee. He's raring to go today. He's rearing to go today. Let's see. Well, Alia, we were sharing a couple photos of a couple of our stunners here. A couple of our traffic stoppers. Not tub stoppers, no. Traffic stoppers. You know, when they walk across the street. You know. As all of you are. Little Kathy, the cup abstinence, Jablonski. Not little. Sometimes the little ones, and that's usually denotes an age of, like little, so she's not a complete woman, adult woman. You cannot, excuse me, you cannot break my computer screen, Kathy. That photograph, I thought, and I have many of Kathy, by the way. Kerry knows about them. He even suggests sending this one. I'm like, whoa. Man, I think he just wants me to be, yeah, I got that. I said, I know. All right, man. Hey. But, Kathy, this looks good. This is a perfect timing for you to have that adorable, pensive-looking photograph. It's just like, I know I'm right. I got this. Oh, that's good. I'm glad everything is going well for you, Alia. Very glad. So how long will you be over there before you come back? I think it was here. Not here, but from where you are. You're going back to university eventually, I believe. Or not well. Some of us may say perfect, The things you can get into. Where is that, Kathy? I can't find her anywhere. Mm. So, back for more crack today. Yes. Not the kind some of you are just tuning in or sitting in the shadows who might be, you know, considering me to host the next Grammys, Emmys, Oscars, AMAs. And I'm always available. And we can script stuff perfect for your audience. What's that? Your child is having an awards banquet at their daycare and would like you to host. Oh, I'd love to, yeah. Will there be a camera there, please? Well, yeah, never really. It's hard to pass the crack that you don't like. Well, nah, well, over the years now. Some years ago, harder to locate. It's harder to locate crack, but now, you sent me a Skype. Okay, let's see. Why are you? Is that right now? Oh, last weekend. It looks like you are not smiling too much there. Looks like you two are both spent. And why do I say that? Because there's shopping bags in the background. God. Yes. No, that's bad. I mean, when we talk about crack, that it's a euphemism. Would that be right? The crack that comes to mind in those little tiny Ziploc bags is bad. Don't ever, ever do any of that. How would you know about those things? Well, because I was on a jury once in my hometown of Washington, D.C. And we were a hung jury. Well, there were more men than women. So that's what you call a hung jury, at least where I'm from. So, seriously, the person who sold drugs to an undercover officer. Well, here was it didn't finish a hung jury because the judge had us go back, deliberate some more. The problem was this. The person who had all of the drugs and was selling it and sold it to the undercover officer, the person, no question, guilty. He had it stockpiled over a garage and he would sell and distribute and blah, 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 blah. Okay, easy peasy. I'm sure they're out. They would be out anyway, now. Back in the day, and now even worse, that would be a misdemeanor. So the person that led the officer to him, I mean, like somebody pulls up in a car, say, "Hey, man, where can I score some, Really? Yeah. Well, come with me. So he gets out of the car and he walks around. Somebody they had been surveilling anyway, walks around, takes him down, and directs him to the person. Here was the dilemma. They wanted to charge this guy who was selling drugs in history of selling drugs. The same as they did the guy who walked the cop around. So you equally complicit. And we were like, no, wait a minute. I mean, you're going to, because we thought that was such a, they get people that, well, I'm not into that stuff. I don't know all the laws, but they just want you to judge based on what the evidence presented. Why would this guy, with all of the drugs, be charged as the same crime as the guy who walked the officer up and said, oh, here's the guy you want to meet? I just don't see that. But then again, the guy driving the getaway car at a bank robbery is complicit and equally guilty. So it's just weird. The laws are weird. Abu Dhabi, they have Sharia law in Abu Dhabi, don't they? And they also have an indoor, is that Abu Dhabi? No, that's, yeah, I think. That's a layover on the way to where? Guam? Anyway, I don't know. I have so many friends who've been there. So you need to come to Abu Dhabi. When I was in the shipping business, we used to ship to Abu Dhabi. Well, but for you, if they said to me that tomorrow's a holiday, you'd be the first human in the airplane returning back to the US. So you want to come back home. Hey, Saren, how are you doing? How was that trip? Uh-oh, Siri's going to tell me.
Just a moment. Not too shabby.
So your trip was not too shabby, according to Siri. Because I said, hey, Saren. And Siri responds. My Siri is, her accent is from South Africa. No, is her South African? Hey, Siri. Siri, where are you from? Where are you from?
Like it says on the box. I was designed by Apple in California.
Smart ass. Okay. So, well, I'm glad you have returned safely, Saren. And I saw a couple photos, I think. I remember, of your adorable son. And you, of course, we know you're adorable. Abu Dhabi. Just returned from our nation's capital. Our nation's capital. The swamp. Not to be confused with the Everglades, which is a swamp down here. Well, maybe it's not. There are alligators and there's creatures that will just do bad things. Yeah, I guess it's the same. They are great. Her pictures are wonderful. He is so cute. Maybe there are more photos on that I haven't checked Discord. I have so many things that I need to stay up on, and now Discord is another one, but I know you have it, you all have it well in hand. Well in hand. Be gentle, but well in hand. So, that's great. Saren, what did Daniel like the best? What was, I'm sure it's just all spectacular. What museum would you say he liked the best? Did you see Air and Space? I can spend all day in there. That's just amazing. In Abu Dhabi, some rich kids have a tiger as a pet in their home. From Jean-Louis. You are watching us from Washington, Indiana. Well, thank you for tuning in. Oh, the Smithsonian Zoo. Oh, is that what they call it now? It used to be is it off Connecticut Avenue? The entrance, it is, or you can get there through the park, where Chandra Levy was murdered, actually. But yes, that is very nice. It's a great zoo. So I guess the Smithsonian took it over. It used to be called the National Zoo. Oh, so there wasn't much going on there. Oh, sorry. Well, you'll have to come back again. Come back. I'm not there now, Joe, but yes, you should go there again. I need to go back home and do some more sightseeing. It became, as I was telling Sarah, and I used to run along the reflecting pool and sometimes up to the Capitol and back. It's a long way. And then to my home, whether I was in Georgetown or Virginia, I'd run across the bridge. It's all very compact. But, you know, you can, when you're running 5 to 7 miles, you can cover a lot of places. And it was great. It just becomes, becomes, to others that are there, they are really fascinated with everything that is around. And again, it's free to go in. But it becomes part of, I mean, a run by the White House, you wouldn't even think about it, Yeah, I got to go to, because it's a part of what you see every day. So you don't really, it's nothing remarkable. So it's a nice backdrop if you are a runner. I'm telling you, it's great. I ran a few races there when they blocked the city off. It's cool. Striper's back. Striper, you missed some very interesting segues. You were actually up here. You were in one of the remote cams. We had Striper in one. We had Claire still in one. I think she's drinking something. Well, it's time there. Sarah is not drinking maybe water. Sarah's there. And Kathy, she was helping her mom fix a table. Yeah. Yeah. Sarah said it was an accurate description of all of you because you were at one point in unison giving me the finger, but it really was in jest, except I think Sarah meant it. And you miss Claire calling me a crack addict. And I said, well, it's not the same, It's different. It was harder to find the crack back in my day. Yes. Oh, that's cute. The carousel, yeah. Years ago, they didn't have that, but that's out front on the mall, I think, if memory serves, unless they moved it in front of the red Smithsonian. Is that right? Building? If they left everything that way or nearby. So, Alia, you're ready to leave at any time? Or you would just like to go? How long have you been there? And that you would like to come visit home or come back home? Mm-hmm. on the carousel. I would like to recommend Washington, D.C. as a stop for any of you watching because it is, well, the seat of our government, but more importantly, there's so many cool things to do there. You can visit the Capitol. You can visit a lot of cool places if you're into that. But the art is terrific. The Art Gallery, National Gallery of Art, and the Smithsonian has several venues for you to go to. And the National Zoo, as I remember it, was always fun. I've been there so many thousands, hundreds of times because I used to live on Connecticut Avenue, and I would just walk through the zoo to get from one end. And when I would run, if you start out, you're on Connecticut Avenue up here, the zoo, okay, here's an avenue. Let's say I'm looking that way, and the zoo is here, and it drops off. As you go in, you start to walk down. It's really downhill. When you go out the other end, you're way down lower. So when I would run, you can't even imagine what I'm telling you here. But it was, it's a hill like that with a zoo on it. So we would run from there, really get a workout run through the zoo and up to where it was level on Connecticut Avenue. Most of the streets, the main streets in Washington, D.C., are named after states. I wonder why. And the grid of Washington, D.C., that some find hard to negotiate because there are a lot of roundabouts or circles, we call them. It was designed by Pierre L'Enfant, the I guess the French architect or city planner or whatever. It's a long time ago. So those of you who want to go, so you can get in there taking Wisconsin Avenue, and they use the alphabet, so A, B, C. And there's no A Street, by the way. There's no M. There's an M Street, right? There's no Mary Street. In the delivery business, people would always say, this has to go to Mary Street. And the reason is people wouldn't listen to whoever's telling them where a package is going. They would say, it goes to, they're on the phone, delivered to M as in Mary. Serious? And it would happen all the time. And we would get a delivery going to Mary Street. We know it was on M Street. Okay. More minutia for you. I should make Minutia Monday. It's Minutia Monday. We don't have Trivia Tuesday or Trivia Thursday. We could have Did You Know any day. And if I was good at putting graphics up, I'd say, it's Did You Know time. Did you know? Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, Saren. Did you, I don't know where you stayed or how downtown where you stayed. You can say now because you're not there. But were you downtown? Were you over in Georgetown? Were you Capitol Hill? Which area? It is a walking city. It really is. But it's a long walk. And if you are sightseeing, wear comfy shoes. Comfortable shoes. I haven't done all of that in a long time. But I logged my miles. Columbia Heights. Ooh, Columbia Heights. Let me see. Yes. Airbnb. Gouting. Are you interested in me? I mean, I'd have to know the specifics of your question. I mean, it seems like a sort of a awkward question, don't you think, folks? Am I open about my relationship? Of course I am. Ask anyone who knows me. And they're all here. Let's see. I want to get... I want to find exactly. I know Columbia Heights. All right. Well, Columbia Heights is much different today than it used to be. I mean, it's the same. It's certainly in the old Tivoli Theater. Tivoli. It's my son and his wife used to live in that area. It's completely renovated. When it's new, very new. When I was a kid, it wasn't as nice as it is today. When I was even in high school, it wasn't as nice as it is today. It's over by, I believe, Howard University is over there, and Howard was always nice. But I know that area, and I hope you had a wonderful time. It's so nice. It's so nice to look at that city that I loved so much. All these photos. See, because I live there, if I was going to stay, yeah, I would be, I would stay in a different area, just personally, but I know it's fine. I mean, that's where, again, my son lived. It's cool. Do you remember Monica Lewinsky? You know, that girl that I was messing around with. Yes. Well, yeah, thank you, Bill. Well, you're all right, Joe. She and Bill, one of my clients, and the reason why I would stay at certain places was I had hotel customers. One was a hotel where Monica Lewinsky used to go, the Mayflower Hotel, at Connecticut and M Street, between L and M on Connecticut. Real old school hotel, and that put you downtown, but you were closer, I think, to. And I worked downtown. I was close to everything, so yeah. Really, you can't go wrong in DC. It's not that big a place. That's not what they mean, huh? Kathy, do you think this is my first rodeo, darling? Of course I know what they meant. And you know I know what they meant. And you're being my straight man. That's a woman. Straight, not so sure, but no, that, Sarah, look, I'm telling you, that's a comedic thing, a straight man. The straight man is the person who sets up the joke. So she would say, that's not what they mean. Really? What on earth do they mean? And why would you even care, gouting? I know. I know that, dear. I know. Sometimes the obvious will escape me, but not about that stuff. Claire, you're not drinking yet? Well, I guess at noon our time. It'll be what time there? Let's see. 5? I used to walk into bars when I was working and living in DC in business, and I meet my buddies at the bar. We'd meet for lunch. We were terrible. We'd meet for lunch and say, "Yeah, I've got an appointment." "Yeah, me too." Let's go up to the bar and just have a drink. And this is very much like it was probably everywhere back in the day. I guess in my 30s, I would call my assistant and say, "Call so and so. I'm not going to be able to make that appointment today." And my friend, I have one friend, a lawyer. "Yeah, I'm going to have somebody else cover that." And another friend who was a lawyer, he just didn't care. He said, "Yeah, we'll stay here." And we would sometimes stay there playing video golf, an old antiquated machine, drinking whatever we wanted to drink. And we would leave the place. We go in there at lunchtime, the sun is out, and we would leave there having had a wonderful day when it was dark outside. And not even, not drinking too much, just having a great time. I miss those days with my buddies. You did a lot of dining out, huh? Any, let's see. I don't know that place. The restaurants change or whatever that is all the time. My son would be the one. He would know all of those restaurants, if that is. And I guess it is. You guys would have loved my friends if we were all the same age at that time. Or actually, you're your age now and we were your age. Or actually, we were a little older. Oh, you have to sort the children out first. Yes, I believe you. Right. We both have appointments today. Fun appointments. Really well put together. That's nice. It sounds lovely, actually. Did you ride our subway at all, Saren, when you were there? Or did you just take taxis, I guess, or Uber or Lyft or buses or walked everywhere? Actually, you wouldn't every day. I don't think you would start out from the same spot, depending where you're going. You could take a taxi down to the mall and just lose yourself for weeks down there. Mm-hmm. When it hits 6 p.m., that's when you have a glass or two. That's good. If I am home, then perhaps I will. But I believe that later, when you're probably sleeping, I'm going to maybe go to the gym. Now, reviewing the day, the morning, Ask Eve was here. I didn't see her come in, but I did acknowledge her. She mentioned something about walking is the best exercise. Walking is certainly good exercise. I had to convert when? I meant, Delilah, I mean 10 out of 10. Oh, yes. £112. Yep, you are. A certain Welshman this morning. You know, Sarah, I mean, come on. Did I win the bet, the imaginary wager? I don't want to hear that abstinence, crapstinence. Yes, you're able to walk to a few of the restaurants. There's some very nice restaurants. You should have had a massage. We used Lyft, yeah. It's very taxing, the walking. I mean, it is. You forget how much. You'd said you had done that before, been there before, and there is a lot of walking. I mean, you don't have to. Even if you're taking a subway, you take it and you're walking to the subway. I really enjoyed growing up in that and spend most of my adult life living there. I would always tell people Washington, D.C. is, at the time, is really just a big town. I mean, it's the Delmarva. It's Delaware. Well, that includes Delaware, but it's Maryland, Virginia, and D.C. Because on one side is Maryland, and then, excuse me a second. One side is Maryland. You can look at a map, and it comes like river to river, river to river, and then you cross over to Virginia, and you come back and down and around. You know, there's a beltway that goes around the city. Sometimes you'll hear the news will refer to what's going on outside of the beltway, because the seat of government takes place inside the beltway. Our local news as a kid was always national news. There was so much national news, anything like a local crime or something, we really wouldn't get the coverage, except when something, catastrophic or something really horrendous like a kidnapping, which is one in particular that was just awful. But a lot of national stuff, a lot of government employees, as you can imagine. But it's a good place. Keep your walking, keep walking. Keep walking. It is 6 o'clock somewhere. Why would you wait till 6 o'clock? Oh, the children, that's right. Without children, you just, whenever you're ready. A lot of dining out. Let me see where that restaurant, that place is. There is the Osteria Morini. There's Sette. Sette, I've been to Sette. What did you say? Volvo, right? Lupo Verde, Osteria Palisades. Palisades is nice. Palisades has great restaurants. And Palisades is above Georgetown, and it runs along the river, sort of west of the city. It's in northwest. Valo Osteria? Let me see, what was I? I messed that up. I'm sure I did. Boom, boom, boom. Where do Osteria al Valo? Valo, yes, 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 I see that. Oh, Columbia Road. Yeah. Yeah, that is the new place. That is like a very would be the hip part of town now. When I was uh, your age, even your advanced years of 30, I would that place had strip clubs and things of that nature, and it wasn't as highly regarded. But then there was huge development. I mean, you could tell by all the modern looking apartments and condos there. Just really, really nice. Became very nice. Some of the better restaurants are over there. I wish I could remember the names of a lot of them. I mean, I knew what they were going in, but you know, that'd be a great town for a meetup. And I'd actually have some place to stay. Although I'd probably stay in a hotel where all of you are. All of you arriving from on planes and horseback and arriving however you can get there. Oh, I looked at this little thing that just came in. I get all these news things, and they say, make sure you mention this on your broadcast. New analyses shows that 2019 was the hottest decade on record. I don't think that's a surprise. And I suspect that unless we do something, this new decade is going to be hotter. Nancy Pelosi named 7 lawmakers to prosecute Donald Trump in an impeachment trial. Yet he has no charges against him. But, well, when I was, they had all kinds of charges against me. I know, but, you were the man. All right. Oh, I see somebody said made a joke on Discord. Clarabelle. Do you know her? I do. I bet this has something to do with Ari. Because the responses, and I don't know the rest of the story, and Claire, you can help me. You have a laughing, hysterical, round yellow thing with tears coming out. I think that's a face. And it says, he's not picky, is he? Everybody in the UK has a helicopter license. That's great. I should go over there and get one of those. A helicopter license. Do you know this? Here's a bit of minutia for you. Used to be, it used to be that if you were in the Army, the Navy, Marines, or whatever, and you were smart enough, that is, you would take a test, that you had the capacity to learn without any college education at all. You could become a helicopter pilot in the armed services. Quite remarkable, actually. They put these guidelines and everything. You have to have this degree, which is BS. I mean, today you would make more money if you became a plumber. Seriously. Our country is chock full of people with degreed out the ass, but they can't find anything to do in their field. My field is, oh look, it's like I'm standing on a rock preaching. My field is here. This beautiful land of ours, that's my field. Okay. So, yes, that's true. I don't know if it's true today, but I could check it out. And it's just kind of like a thing. I remember that. Just because you would have the mental capacity to fly an airplane or something doesn't mean you should be all the time. Oh, that's great. He has a chopper's license, a helicopter's, what is that? It's not a permit. He has a license to fly. He's like a 00. Well, no, it is. I mean, it's just like a 00. Pilots are like 00s. You're putting a lot of faith in their hands. Yeah, it's not valid anymore. Yeah, I think I knew things that we weren't supposed to know. Now is all declassified, but I mean, my mission. I was in communications, but the mission of our ship was anti-submarine warfare. We used to track Russian submarines or any enemy submarine. So that's what we did. It's all declassified. And when you are discharged from the service, you have a debriefing. No, Kathy, they don't take your pants off. But I guess they could if you asked. I don't. And that's it. And you're just done. Now the skills that you learn, if you're a pilot, you can go and take a course for an airline or something like that and use your skills. My nephew started out really flying fighter jets and quickly realized that flying the cargo planes was going to be better because they were the same as some of the aircraft we use commercially. Very smart. And then he went on to work for a vice president flying around, and then he went on to become an airline pilot for one of the major airlines in our country, around the world. But he had a calling for it. He got his pilot's license in high school. He soloed, of course, in high school. Then, while I was soloing on the stage, well, I was much older, and then he, what did he? Oh, he used to go to space camp. That was a big thing for kids, go to space camp, be astronauts. And then he became a camp counselor. And I told you guys this before anyway, but I'm very proud of my nephew, of all of my nephews. How many nephews you have, Joe? Well, I've got, I have a great nephew. I have 2 nephews. Yes, 2 nephews. I think. Yes, I know that for a fact. One sister had 2 boys, and one sister had 2 girls. So, Brexit, Claire. I know where Sarah stands on this. She's tuning me out right now. But have they decided, because it's the end of this month, isn't it, when it kicks in? What changes will take place for you and for your husband, say, in traveling? Do you know? Sarah, you look terrific. I mean, I don't know, but yes, certainly walking around. I agree with Striper. When I lived in New York, of course I would go to the gym, but I walked everywhere. And I would start outside of my apartment, go up a hill right there at the park, and then I'd either walk or take a subway around. And when I was really tired, I would take a taxi. Because I left there when I moved here. I moved, already had this house, but I moved here in, wow, it's going to be, it was April 1st, 2013, so 7 years ago. And I met Angela shortly after that, I think in the summer. You did a lot of eating. And wine, of course, and wine not. Yes. It's a lovely town. Had you stayed at that Airbnb before? You had mentioned you were in DC before, Saren, so I was just curious. I'm just curious. Just curious. I'm trying to think the last place I stayed in DC that was not for one night, you get my drift, or at a family home, family member's house. What hotel? Probably the Marriott, I think it is on Pennsylvania Avenue. Yes, and I know why, but that's old news. Doesn't matter. I ate so much, a fellow traveler told me at the end of the trip that I had noticeably lost weight. That's good. Oh, yes, Key. Oh, man. Key Bridge Marriott. I have so many memories of that place. Right across from Georgetown. I lived in Georgetown, and I worked there for a while, many years. Yeah, some fond memories of the Key Bridge Marriott. One story, Key Bridge Marriott. Here's why it resonated immediately. It's where several airlines, flight attendants, or stewardesses if you're old, flight attendants would lay over. I don't have to say anything else, do I? I mean, I shouldn't. Yeah, that's a good place. It's a nice hotel. Very nice. See, now when I would, well, you guys, you know, very romantic and have fun, and that's great when you would travel to New York. That distance I would drive in one day from where you live to New York. I would do one. If I broke it up, I guess it would be on the other side, over probably north of Baltimore. About how many miles is that? Because I drive from this house, I drive, and it's about 1,000 miles straight through to my mom's house. She still has the house, although you know she lives down here. I would drive it straight through. But I wasn't really, I mean, that was my destination, and I wasn't with anyone, and there was no need to stop. Is there great lag in the audio? How's my latency? Ooh, I don't know, but let's see how it feels. I left my watch on my nightstand. I should get my housekeeper to get it for me. Sadly, she's sleeping. Boy, that way to go there, Striper. You tell her. I think he's not having it because he's much closer to me. Um, hmm. Oh, I see. You're talking about the debriefing. No, they take your pants off to get in. Oh, they do. They used to do some weird stuff, man, back in the service. But I tell you what, I served my country proudly. Terrific experience. And I am so thankful now in my life that I have it because I have my medical benefits. But geez, I had no idea. And now, at least, the president and administration and people, regardless of what others may think, I went to give you an idea. The medical is improved so much. Even in the short time, I guess 5 years now that I have used my VA benefits for medicine and things of that nature. It used to be, the main facility for where I live is 45 miles away. It's West Palm Beach Medical Center, VA, right? And a town only 4 miles from me is where my general practitioner in the VA is. They have, satellite offices. They call them something, but it won't matter. And so you can get your appointments. Now, if you have a cold, you have the flu or something, you don't have to go over there and triage and just wait for them hopefully to be able to see you. You can go to a minute clinic or whatever those places are where, they have, what are they, nurse practitioners or doctors, and you can be seen immediately. And the VA picks it up. Also, used to be that I would have to go, this sounds crazy, I would have to travel 45 miles to visit, let's say, I'm going to see a dermatologist because once every now and then you need to be checked over. There's nothing in particular, but I'm going to go. I would have to go down there. Well, I had to go to 45 miles to the first time for a chiropractor for a consultation. I guess I have to make sure you're the person who you say you are and blah, blah, blah. And then come back home and wait to see if there's one that is also in the VA system closer by. Now, I just I send a message to my general practitioner's office, again, a VA office. I said, I'd like to go to a dermatologist as soon as you can. And there is one, because I went to him 4 years ago, across the street across the highway from me. So it's a mile, right? Used to be I'd have to go down to and clear that. Now I just send them a message, and this morning they called me from over there across the street and said, when would you like to come in? That is so much better than driving 45 miles for a consultation. They don't do anything. And then you come back and wait. And you could wait a month to see someone. I sent that to them on Friday, and now the actual doctor's office called me today on Wednesday. That is like unheard of. So I'm very thankful for what the administration has done for my health-wise. I don't agree with everything, folks, but I have to be concerned with me and of all of my veteran friends. Oh, you use coitus interruptus is what you mean. It's a we like to say religious term. When you said, okay, don't forget, remember that. But it's a religious term when the Greeks and Romans used to, get in a, tussle together. And they didn't want to get carried away. And it was their form of, contraception. That was either coitus interruptus, or that was the name of that leader who wore something weird or looked like he did under his skirt. I don't know. No, never is a long time. I can remember that working. That's a escape and pray, you know. Doesn't always work though. The coitus part is the easy part. It's the interruptus that is really the one everyone struggles with. Think about that. This is real heavy. This is, medical. I should have on my lab coat because we're talking about serious medical things. Yeast, or it's a cooking show. We cover it all here. Wow, that would be a real good one for the yes, I can say I could go on for you could go on forever about yeast and kneading the dough and anyway. So I wouldn't rely on it. Well, I don't really worry about that now. I wouldn't rely on it either. But come on, you cannot tell me that somewhere along the line, or maybe you can, you didn't kind of like go like, oh, thank God. And you would thank God because everybody says that, If he's good for anything, be good for this, please. Thank Zeus. Thank Jesus. You get the phone call. Okay. See, when we get the phone call like this, it would have a cord on it. A little curly thing. It was really weird. And we go, ring. You pick it up and you say, and on the other end, you go like this. I'm so glad. Yeah. Come on. Well, no. Where's the hand come into? Where's the hand come? I can think of several other places. I thought, and you were pregnant when you wanted to. I mean, I got pregnant. I got you. I know. I mean, I didn't get you. I mean, I understand. Night Sky King, huh? You stream daily. I pee daily. I drink daily. Anybody else? I read daily. No. Come on, he's right. Kathy, right at the end. Stop setting me up for that. What? You would not be exiting until you were right there. I mean, until you would, and then you have other options. Yeah, so he can finish wherever. You guys are really nuts. Oh, no, it's not. So get you in that condition. So. This looks like me as a kid saying, yeah, well, how's that feel then? Quite humorous. It looked like, look, that hair, man. Cannot believe it. It was voluminous and very curly. Doesn't even look like me. I mean, I guess it does, but, you know, I changed so much. I got fat. Here's my old Navy one. Such a baby. Such a baby key there. All right, well, we'll do that, and I'll make that a thumbnail some day. And I'll say, for those of you that don't know, who's that guy? What is he putting that kid up there for? That's just messy. So you guys, I hope you have more imagination than that. It might not be near anywhere near the laundry. I have some stories that in person, I would tell you when I was a teenager. I would tell you some very funny stories that I really can't hear. I won't hear. But they have to do with all of those things that I think you'll find amusing. Remind me when we get together. Say, Joe, you were going to tell me a story about when you were a kid in your car. I think it was my car, but probably my parents' car. I was just thinking of that makes me think of so many more issues. Have you ever? Okay. You know, come on, I'm 66 years old, so I mean, I've actually been. Have you ever seen those movies or those on a TV show or something, and the cop walks up to the door and taps the window? I told you about that one. Yeah, that's happened to me. Sometimes, you know, you would think with the, we would say you're thinking with the wrong head. Yes, I know. Yes, you have witnessed it. Yeah. Yeah. Then the scare. No, I can't stop with that stuff because it's just too good of material for stand-up routines. Claire, that I'm ultra careful now. Yeah. You know that joke that I always tell about the person looking for the parking place? Um, did I tell you that one? And he looks up through the sunroof. He's late for an appointment. If anybody heard that, tell me, because you can apply it to what we're talking about now. In your own life. I know, in your own life. I get that. I mean, it wasn't uncommon. I mean, if I was a cop, where would I hang out? Well, I don't know. That's kind of creepy. But I mean, I wouldn't mind having the beat. Well, why would they call it a beat? They should have called it, I have the beat it. So it would be up on Lover's Lane or whatever. And you know, the beat it. You're working the beat it today. Yeah, I got to go up there and see those teenagers. Oh, if you see this Chevy, check the girl. That's creepy, mate. But okay, what's the license plate? Cherry Hill Mall. Yeah, girl, I know about Cherry Hill Mall. Cherry Hill, New Jersey. That's a hoity-toity place. It used to be, I believe. Played it innocent. It's kind of hard to play it innocent when you're in, oh, unless you were doing a tidy job. When you're all in, undress of some form. I believe they wait until, if the cars are rocking, don't come a knocking or something like that. Played it innocent. Oh, I had no idea what she wanted me to do, officer. Okay, Joe, this is the third time this month. Well, I didn't know. It's a different girl. How could I know that? Please. I didn't know it was going to be like this. How could I possibly? How about in your school parking lot? Now, here's a tricky one. And don't think what is. I went to an all-boys school. But, as you remember, we had female actresses in our productions. So, man, you're bringing back fond memories, I'm telling you. You pretended you were a date's daughter. That's hilarious. And Angela and I were driving, and I made a wrong move. It was stupid because I thought you could go straight. I don't know why I wasn't paying attention. I'm a very good driver, but the light changed. Well, there were no cars directly across the road facing me. I thought, because I didn't know the area, I thought that we go through this light, we go straight up this road. I said, right, straight up this road? She says, no, because once you got on that side, it was one way coming towards me. So I quickly turned into a gas station that was right there. Okay. The thing I didn't realize was right behind me, when I went straight, coming behind me was the sheriff for that community in a big. I wasn't paying any attention. We were having fun. And oh yeah, oh no, that's not it. And I turned. Safe, nobody's injured, but there were no cars there. Okay, you got the picture. He pulls us over and goes, looks at us both. I said, I'm sorry, officer. I didn't see any cars there, and I'm unfamiliar with this area, and I thought the light change, we needed to go through. But I quickly realized and made the turn. He said, where are you from? And I told him down there. What are you doing up here? Well, she lives up here. And he looks at her. And he goes, okay, have a nice day, folks. Now, I don't know if he was approving, if he disapproved, if he was jealous, if he didn't. He never said, is this your daughter? But when I said she lives up here. In some areas of the world, get out of the car. They probably shoot you or something. So, funny. Wow, 12:30. Well, I came on at 10:30 today, and it's just been so much fun just rambling on and on about minutia. It's minutia day. We will have, and I know Kathy and Claire and many of you I will meet in person someday, and we'll have a blast. But we're going to have to, I think we're going to need to be somewhere, at least for a night or weekend, so that when we drink copious amounts of water, we don't have to drive. Well, actually, my appointment, I'm going back to get the crack done at 2, but I have a couple things I have to do first. And I may be heading to see my mother or not. I went there yesterday. That was a disaster. I saw her for a couple minutes, and I just, it gets to me now. My mom was sleeping. Um, there were some things, and she was in, and she was scratching. I said, "Somebody get in there, please help her." And the nurse was, "Okay, we'll take care of her." And then, there's someone out in the hall just screaming at the top of his lungs. And the nurses know me. Said, "Joe, if you can't talk to mom, you want to go talk to that guy?" I said, "I'll tell you what, I'll see you guys tomorrow." It's just it's kind of depressing. So perhaps at 2 o'clock, I'm at the doctor's to crack again. Yeah, I hope she's doing well. My mom is not looking really good. She turns 94 next month. 94 years old. So my hair grows really fast. So I had to get a cut yesterday, obviously, and my Selma Hayek looking hairstylist says to me, she says, she says, "How's your mom?" I said, "Well, she'll be 94 next week." She says, "Oh, good. I'm going to have you as a client for a long time." I said, "Well, my father passed away when he was 58. So, I'm kind of like in between them right now. We'll see." Yes, I am keeping my date today. 94. It sounds really good, Striper. The thing is, and I guess when my mom, when the dementia took over, yeah, that's okay, so long as she's healthy. She doesn't really know where she is, and the imagination, the memory, the things that come back to her. But before that, she hated it because she was a very private person, very independent. When my father passed away in 1980, she lived by herself, up and down the stairs. I would go over there when she was a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, and she would be not crawling. She'd be coming down the steps on her butt, one step at a time. I said, "Mom, what are you doing?" "I don't want to fall." So that was not fun. So probably 6, 7 years before this time, her mind was sharp. Boom, 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 boom. And we would do what she wanted because she was in charge and knew what she wanted. So we would give, except when I had to say to her, "No more driving your car." I know I'm repeating myself, but my mom would say, "Why?" I said, "Mom, you drive to the grocery store, and they're little children. I mean, they could dart out anything." She says, "I know how many turns it takes to get to the supermarket." So she lost the keys then. Yeah, so it's very troubling, and it's kind of like, I go there and I see other people either in worse condition, and the ones who are real lucid and better, and they're there because they don't have anywhere to be. That's sad too. So it's not a great deal. But thank you. I'm glad that she's still with us. Mentally, she's not, but physically, yes. So it's kind of like what is better? This is almost better than the life when she was struggling and when she lost her independence, lost her vehicle, her ability to drive because of her glaucoma. She was not a happy camper. She had to rely on others, and she never. Claire, once you start driving, you will never want to have to rely on someone else for a ride. That gives you independence you would not believe. Well, you can understand. So you take that away. Now, to be honest with you, if I had a driver, I wouldn't mind, but it isn't that way. She had to wait for people to, and I arranged to have someone pick her up whenever she wanted. I had a friend of mine worked in this transportation situation in the government. He said, "We provide this for senior citizens. Won't cost her anything." So I set her up with that. She used them all the time. But still, she always wanted to have her own transportation. What do you mean never available? What is that? The cup? If he is not available, I am. No, Kathy, we can chat. We need to chat about your exciting news today. How about I call you later today? Because we're in the same time zone. I've got your number. I've got your number. All right. Sorry to go on about my mom, but you know, it gets to you after a while. Okay, when do I get to date Joe? Well, we'll have a date this evening, or a little bit late in the afternoon. If I'm not available, she's available. But yeah, Dimension Routine, yeah, it's documented in the Glenn Campbell documentary called Still Me, right? I'll Be Me. Yeah, I'll check that out. It's, but those things, because you live it, I live it. I mean, I used to go every day. I can't, man. It starts to wear on you. People are saying, I can't believe you're here. My sister is like, I don't know how you do it, George. She was here for 3 days straight. I don't know how you do it. You do what you do because you do. That's all. What's up? Hello, everyone. Yeah, it is different. And especially, I don't like this one. There was a lady there. Again, you may have heard this, but it brings to mind. And I went in to sign in. You have to sign in now. I didn't used to, but for insurance purposes, because they check on that. So I'd sign in. I put the little visitor thing on. And I signed in one day, and it almost blew me away. They had these little... When my mother first went there, this lady was so nice. When my mom went there not to live there, she went there for rehabilitation when she stumbled, would she fall, whatever it was. So she would be there because she couldn't... The place where she was, they had a lift policy. They didn't do any lifting. Stupid, but a no lift community. So I went in there and I signed in the log, and I noticed this in memoriam and the lady's pictures. I was like, oh, the sweetest lady. I talked to her every time I would see her. She was a friend of my mother's. They actually shared a room. And that's when I learned that this place was not just rehabilitation. I had no idea. I didn't have a need for anything else. My mother was in an assisted living place further away, and this place was recommended for rehab. So she was there walking, and they got her up, and she's going to be leaving. And we met this lady, and she was sharing a room with my mom. And I found out from the lady, I said, where do you live? She said, oh, I live here on the other side. I had no idea. I felt bad for her because, well, that seems odd. She seems so nice, and that she doesn't have a place to go. But I didn't realize, my mom's going to end up there. But she was just always sharp, and always had a nice thing to say, very nice. And then I come in, and I see she passed away. Another day I went in there, and I said, there are a lot of new people, it seems, in here. Well, vacancies become available. But, they see it every day, so it's not a big deal. For me, they're good. You could make a not hurtful, but you could just do a routine about these things that take place there, the conversations that I've heard. My sister was telling me, she said, I went into that little day room. It's kind of like Nurse Raj medication time, and that's a One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest reference. And she said to my sister, will you help me? She said, sure, what? Take me home. Sure, what room are you in? No, take me home. I live in Wisconsin or something. I mean, you hear stuff like that, and, it just breaks your heart, people. However, my mother did that all the time. Joe, are we going to go home soon? Yeah, Mom, soon as you take a nap. Okay. But it was better as the dementia came on, believe it or not, is that even though she didn't always, doesn't, still here, always recognize me, she will say, she won't say, she'll forget if she say, can we go home now? How about tomorrow? Okay. Tomorrow comes and, she forgets. So, gives her hope. I mean, it's not fun. And many of you, my friend Bruce I play golf with, he was doing this, he said, for 10 years, 12 years, his mom was, and she, I think, even passed away younger than my mom is today, but she had, dementia, he says, and it used to break, he and his sisters, it used to just tear them up, So we have that to look forward to, some of us. All right. Hey, listen, everybody, it was great fun, despite my, segue into the nursing home. But this chair has wheels to it. So let's do it again on Friday. And for those of you who are scheduled on the tree of destiny, we'll chat later. So everybody have a great day. I thank all of you. It's getting late now, so I can't really go by every one of you, but I love all of you. Even the ones who jump in and are just watching and say, what is this guy talking about? I mean, what the hell is this? Why is it? I mean, because really, I guess it's kind of a departure. We don't really talk that much about age gap relationships as much as we talk about whatever the hell is going on. So, my friends, I'll see you later. Have a great day, evening, whatever. Enjoy your wine, and I'll